He's different with me as well.
Okay.
Like, around him, like, he won't listen to me as much, and then he'll grab the cushions just when he's over.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, and
Okay.
but he doesn't do that when I'm by myself.
That means, and they're the times where you're not punishing enough.
Yeah.
Your speeding ticket isn't high enough. He's got too much money in the bank, and you're giving him a £50 speeding ticket, and he's a millionaire. Yeah, it's like I can leave. See if I left the bin open, it's fine when I'm by myself. But then if my boyfriend's here, he'll just go straight to it, go for the pillow. It ain't really. Right. Okay. It's weird. So he needs to spend more time on place. Yeah. When your boyfriend's here, but this is very good right now compared to eating me and jumping on me. But what you need is, this is for you. So you need 100 repetitions. That's him starting to understand it. So you need, all right, I want my gran, I want my uncle, I want my boyfriend, I want anyone, freaking whatever, the Amazon guy. Yeah. I want them chapping the door now and say, bring it on. Yeah. So that I can actually go, wrong choice. But you have to make sure that pop that we give him, whether it's prong, remote collar, whatever, matches him and bursts his bubble. Yeah. And then you go, but direction. Do this instead. That's what I wasn't doing. I was telling him to go to place. You see, so what people do is that, and this is good because you'll be able to rewatch this back. So we have attention, direction, affection, but what you do, a lot of times, you've tried the whole try and get his attention by giving him affection. Don't do that, it's nonsense, right? Distraction, sometimes people call that as well, which I would advise not to. So the best way to get his attention, and not only that, before I move on, you can't go to the command sit, place, in this case place, if you haven't got his attention. Yeah, because he would do it, but he'd be like that all the time. Because you haven't burst his bubble. Yeah, it makes sense. So you have to be able to burst his bubble and go effectively, wrong choice. But remember this thing I've taught you 5,000 times. Yeah. Do this instead. Good choice. Affection. Okay, so where people mostly fail is they don't burst the bubble before they give the command. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right? I can literally see all the scenarios where stuff hasn't worked. That's literally just what I've been doing. You just haven't been able to burst the bubble. Most people I go to, they've struggled. Most people that I go to are simply they've spent a lot of time and money usually, because about 97% of people that come to me have been to trainers before. And what other trainers can be really good at is the obedience stuff and the sits and the stays and do this retreats and blah blah blah. Yeah, he's got fucking loads of different tricks he does, but then just the actual. But then when you take it into real world, where they should be known as is their trick trainers or their obedience trainers or whatever, right? Fine, but don't say you can sort behavioural problems, because what happens is then when you go into distractions, which is somebody chapping your door, meeting a dog in the street, meeting a person in the street. Then you go, all right, all I need to do is say sit, and he won't react. That's nonsense. No, it doesn't work. You have to apply a punisher and go, wrong choice. Yeah. But remember this thing I've taught you lots. Let's do this instead. You know, and then the proof's in the pudding. Yeah. Where people, I disagree with not necessarily. I do disagree, but some other really great trainers that I totally respect but do it differently to me, is I feel you should exercise the body, tire the body out. Discipline the mind and give affection to the heart. Same as watch Cesar Millan. You watch Dog Whisperer? Same thing. Whereas a lot of people try to calm the brain by disciplining the body. Yeah. So the dog's going crazy and they go sit, down, even place, in your crate, whatever. And then they'll work on duration. And they say you stay there until you can get off, right? Like negative punishment. So, and you know what? If they maybe achieve success with that, okay, I can't argue with that. That's kind of what I was trying to do. But it takes forever. It takes forever, and not just that. I said it wrong. It takes forever if you're not doing it day in day out, hugely skilled at it. Pet dog owners going to take forever. You're much better. Positive punishment, bursting the bubble, wrong choice. Speeding ticket, don't do that. I'm taking the pack of fags off you because you smoke. You're not doing it anymore. But let's join the gym. Let's do this instead. That's your place training. Does that make sense? Yeah. Then when he follows that, we then give affection. And just by very definition, the more you reinforce behaviour, it's going to happen more. Yeah. The more you punish behaviour, it's going to happen less. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, so what we need to work on now is the best way to burst his bubble. Yeah. So we need to create scenarios and then burst his bubble. Because you've already put... how many repetitions have you done of teaching in place? Oh, loads. Thousands, right? So now you should be able to be holding him accountable and go, listen, you know that. Yeah. So stop the nonsense, do this instead. Okay? And that is where people don't understand, like, in this case, you know, the prong or the e-collar or something like that, is because they see them as, oh, they're tools to just punish and they're cruel and barbaric, and just said by every ignorant person. The reality is the prong and the e-collar are taught with no punishment.
Well, I ended up getting rid of him if I didn't find the prong collar. So.
Yeah, and the reality is these same organisations that profess that cruel and barbaric would put him down in the heartbeat. That's reality. That's the sad part. They would go, oh, he's got a bite history, we don't take him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm going to go and get a prong for him. Oh, don't do that. Kill him instead.
Yeah.
You know? Or just live a life of avoidance. Whereas the reality, though, is the prong and the e-collar are taught with no punishment. They're taught with negative and positive reinforcement. The same like anything when we teach a dog. You're teaching a whistle, you're teaching a clicker, you're teaching all these things, they're taught with that, right? The difference is the whistle and the clicker and even your verbal shout initially don't have the ability to punish the dog, to go, I'm now not asking, I'm telling.
Yeah.
Whereas the e-collar and the prong have the ability to switch, to go, I'm now not asking, I'm telling. Okay? This is much better because we're working real duration here and he really wants to come off and he's not getting to. I'm going to increase the challenge, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk around. If he breaks or whatever, don't worry, I'll deal with it, okay? Just want to see how he acts to get real life, okay? Good, how dare I move? You hear that? Then the panic. Look at the feet, the panic. Oh good, the door's closed.
Thanks for defending.
Yeah, exactly. So that shows you as well, like you know, he's never bitten anybody or anything.
Yeah.
You know, I reached for the leash there and he would have bitten a chunk out of my arm there.
This is what I've never given the opportunity.
No, of course, yeah, I understand that. And does that mean he's aggressive and he wants to, you know, go out and kill everybody? And no, he freaking wants to run away from everybody.
Get that bubble
But
to me.
yeah. I think you've pooed all you can poo.
No.
So, wrong choice. Okay, Calvin, please. Good. Now that was all because I moved.
Yeah.
Who said you could move? You're not allowed to move. So I'm gonna. But what you have to do from that is you have to go, okay, do it again.
Yeah.
And again and again and again and again and again and repeat. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a wee walk around. Da da da. No. Now, of course, if that was you walking in and practicing, that's not a distraction anymore. He's happy with that. It's with somebody else. Now, their job coming in, their job is not to really take control of him. It's your job.
Yeah.
Okay? So, no. Please. Good. So he's also got to see, like, wait a minute, I've launched this guy, I've panicked, I've blah, blah, blah. But the guy hasn't got upset me, hasn't abused me, he hasn't, oh, right, okay. But I've made it quite clear, wrong choice. Into place, do this instead, good. Now I'll answer my door.
Yeah.
Right? So the tools are there to help to bridge the gap. And you want to use the best tools, which would be right now your prong and e-collar, 100%. Good, it's much better, right? But definitely a wee bit to practice.